Hello everyone and welcome back to Hiking and History. This is part 6, day 6 of the North Welsh Coast walk that I'm doing from Chester all the way to Bangor. Day 6, we are in Conway and we are going to be going to a place that I'm not pronouncing right, called Llanfairfechan. I'll write it down. Excuse me. So if you've not watched any of the other previous parts, go watch them and catch up to this one. This is part 6. We've got today to do and then one more day till we get to Bangor. We're just walking down into the lovely town of Conway at the moment. Gonna just get a few supplies before I head off and then we will be on the way. So let's get going. And we're now entering the fortified town of Conway. You can see the castle just there, that's the main castle, but the whole original town is fully walled. One of the few, or one of the finest remaining walled towns, cities in the UK. There's one of the main streets down the middle. There's a big portcullis at the end. So here's the castle here, and then the wall that runs all the way along, which we'll follow in a bit, but all here as well. Still very active with the fishing and oysters and all sorts, mussels I think. It's still quite a busy little port here, which is very nice to see. We should have a pretty clear day at the moment. It's cloudy, but in about an hour or 2 hours it's going to clear up apparently, and then it's going to be just sunny the whole day, which will be very nice. Probably won't be in Conway anymore, just because we're gonna have a little look on the walls I think, and then we'll head off because we don't want to waste too much time here. Not that it would be time wasted, it's beautiful. And when you're here, you already straight away you start hearing other languages people are speaking. So there's people from all over, German and Chinese and all sorts. It says a town that people really love to visit from all over the world, and you can see why. It's very, well, gorgeous. It's a novel little thing. I have heard about this, the smallest house in Great Britain. You can have a look at. Here's some of the more of the walls. There's these gates everywhere. It's so cool. You can see here just how far the walls go round, surrounding the town. Absolutely gorgeous. I always love how this is obviously, now it's just a road going through it, when before obviously horses and carts and carriages would go through it. And it is one of the best preserved medieval, like, fortified towns in the UK and probably even Europe as well. It's not as big as like something like Carcassonne, which I've been to. But it's definitely older than Carcassonne, because Carcassonne is, most of it has been rebuilt and kind of altered in like the 1800s, I think, 1800s. A lot of that was rebuilt. Whilst most of this is all original. This is the narrow little piece where it goes up onto the actual walls. This is a great little walk though, all around here, with the castle always in view. You're just literally over all the town, all the buildings. Quite steep though, some of this, which is unusual. Usually these medieval walls are all flat, aren't they? But something interesting about these is that the walls were built at the same time as the castle. So the castle just over there in the 1200s. Also something I think that's interesting about it, that's kind of difficult to explain I guess, is that the whole, even though we're in Wales and this is a Welsh town now, it feels extremely English. obviously because this is technically an English castle when Edward I invaded and built it, and only English people were allowed to live inside, and the Welsh had to live outside of the town. Wonderful view from up here for the whole thing. All the castle there, and we're going to go round all the walls, but yes, it's got just an English feel to it. But that makes sense really, because technically it is an English castle built in Wales during Edward I's invasion of Wales, where he built his chain of castles, this being one of them, Conway Castle of course. Probably his most beautiful castle, some would argue, maybe I would argue. It seems the most intact maybe anyway, but I've not visited them all, but it's certainly more intact than Flint Castle. But yeah, it does have that English vibe to it, just because it is built by English people back in the day, and then also everyone that lived inside the town, within the walls. Seagulls won't shut up, ruining my audio. But yeah, everyone that lived inside the town was English, and then the Welsh were forced to live outside of the town, which obviously may seem a bit harsh, a tad racist and all the rest. But you've sort of got to remember as well that, you know, these people were at war at the time, and everything was so different back then that you can kind of understand it. It's like, you know, you've invaded a place, everyone that lives there is foreign. Everyone that lives there is foreign, and you don't know what they're going to be like. You know, you don't know if they're actually working on the Welsh side, all the rest of it, and obviously life was just so cheap back then and so fragile that why on earth would you risk having Welsh people in your town where, you know, it seems like a death sentence? So, you know, it's very, very easy for us to sort of turn our nose up and judge everyone as racist back then. What a terrible thing that they forced the Welsh out. Well, yes, it's true, but also it was so dog eat dog back then. It was, if you weren't the people invading, you were going to get invaded yourself, and it was going to happen to you, and you were the one that was going to get killed and subjugated and all the rest. So I think it's useful to have that kind of perspective about it. But let's continue this walk, beautiful walk, free of course, thank God, along this wall. We should probably get round to the castle. So it's not like a huge one, like Carcassonne was really big, but like I said, this is like actually original, where the majority of Carcassonne, as beautiful as it is, it's absolutely gorgeous, and I'd recommend going. Most of it has actually been rebuilt, and there is question whether how authentic it has been rebuilt to. But I think there are some like original bits in Carcassonne, but yeah, a lot of it has been rebuilt. With these great towers here that are all over, how incredible. They are basically, all of them are just in someone's garden. So you think keeping pigeons or something there, but just imagine having one of these in your garden. That's insane. All these roads literally just go right around it and through it. But it's actually, to be fair, it goes on longer than you think actually. It goes back a fair way, and then obviously it's going to come down this way. So it is actually quite more grand than I thought it was. There's one high street down there. You can just literally watch the cars go under. So cool. And you can see just there as well, the railway runs right through the town as well, and there's a train literally just coming in. incredibly built all this, how it's all worked out, and they've, you know, over the hundreds of years they've even managed to run the train through without actually disturbing anything, destroying anything. Absolutely fantastic. It's no wonder you see so many tourists here from all different countries. It also has to be said, it's probably not the easiest one to walk. Some of this is quite steep and it's flat but fairly uneven, the ground is, so it's not fit for everyone. If you're not a great walker, it's not, well, you know, it's not all flat is what I'm saying. You know, if you're a certain age and whatnot, it actually might be difficult, some of this. That's a real shame that this bit's blocked off. I don't really know why, because you clearly used to be able to go up to the top here, which would be fantastic. You get a great view from up there. You can see how it goes down and wides back down to the castle itself. Yeah, that's a real shame. It doesn't even look like they've got any plans to sort of get rid of it. But it clearly looks like someone's just jumped over anyway. Yeah, hopefully they get rid of that, because that'd be a great viewpoint up there. So, I mean, look at these views now over the Welsh Hills, going down here to the castle. Absolutely stunning, with the River Conway in the background. We're at one of the big gates now, but the road just runs through it, and this would have been where the portcullis was, as you can see. Would have dropped right down there. So we're not actually going to go into the castle today, the main Conway Castle. We're just going to do this walk around the walls, which should be nearly done now. I love these. I forgot, there is a name for them, I forgot what it is. They're these sort of little arrow splits where people used to fire arrows out and stuff. But yes, I will come back and explore Conway Castle properly and probably do a video on it eventually, but not got time today to do that. We're just doing a little detour walk around, quick walk around the walls, and then we're going to head out onto the coastal path again and start and get to Llanfairfechan. So the train station is literally right here. Excuse me, but I think this is where it breaks. The wall actually ends here, there's a breakage in it, and then you have to continue over to the other side. Here the walls now just leading right up to the castle itself. Huge structure. I don't think Edward I would be best pleased with the Welsh flags on top, but it is fitting really. We are in Wales and this is now a Welsh town. Right, we're off the castle walls now. It's starting to get busy, so it is perfect time to get out of Conway. I'm just going to find my way down, back down this way. Yeah, it's tons of tourists now pouring in, so let's get out of here. Here we go, we're back on the official path going out of Conway now. Look at this, what a day we've got for us. Absolutely stunning, this estuary is, River Conway. That's where we were the other day, where them other yesterday, the other castle, the other ruined castle that's forgotten about on that hill. Extremely ancient, older than Conway Castle. Oh, this is beautiful. This little section of the walk, just going back down the River Conway, is absolutely beautiful. Look at this, great little path, boats coming in and out, great views over there, wonderful. I'd say if you want to walk the walls at Conway, try to get there as early as possible, because It's now turned like 11 o'clock. Probably you want to do it before around about 10 the latest, because it really starts getting busier then by like 10:30, 11. Like there's tons of people pouring into the place now. So try get there early as you can and you'll have the walls all to yourself. Beyond stunning now. There's the Great Orme where we were yesterday. Just ahead here, that's Conway Mountain. Absolutely stunning. I have got a planned walk up there one day, so we'll be back eventually to do that. I think I'm heading over this road. We're just crossing the A55 now, big motorway, and I'm pretty sure this is the one that goes under the river, goes under the River Conway, which was a pretty damn mean feat of engineering in the 1990s. Queen Liz opened it. And there it is. And we're going to cross here and go through some housing, I think, before we get back on to the coast. And now we've made our way to the marina. Absolutely tons of boats here. Bloody hell, I wasn't expecting it to be like this. And we're walking along these fantastic dunes now with gorgeous Great Orme on our right and Conway, whatever you call it, I don't know how to pronounce it, those castles, and then on the left we've got a golf course and Conway Mountain. Absolutely beautiful. Clear blue skies today. I've got my cap on. Well, I forgot to bring my cap, so yesterday when I was in Llandudno still, I went and bought a cap from Primark because top of my head's going to be my bald spot. Look at this. Stunning. If you're into golf, this is a great place to do it. But yes, it's getting sunny now, so got the cap on. Got so many costume changes, haven't I? That's true. Got my coat on, got everything. It's crazy. Hope that there shouldn't be any rain today though, so I think we're going to be okay there. Let's rejoin this flatter path right now. It's busy, this golf course, so we're going to be heading around that way eventually. Look at the golfers. Look at them just ahead. There you go, he's just whacked it. I don't know if you can see. Oh, the toffs of Conway playing their golf. Oh, there's just something is kind of cunty about golf, isn't there? It's hard to describe, but it really does have that like entitled prick kind of vibe to it, which I shouldn't say, you know, I'm sure they're absolutely lovely people, of course they are. So this little section here where it goes in before it goes around is called Morfa Conway, I think that's how you pronounce it. And this bit here, this like little bay, this bay area was used in there is like a base in the construction of well, parts of the Mulberry Harbour, and they were used in the D-Day landings. So you may have seen on like war films or documentary footage these during the D-Day landings, they had these absolutely massive like floating harbours with vehicles and supplies, everything on, huge things, big kind of floating fortresses, because obviously they needed supplies for as soon as they got on into France. They had a bit of a foothold, but they had no way of getting supplies to them apart from all the way across the channel. So they made these floating little, well not little, floating harbours with tons of supplies on, and then they could get resupplied from England and they could resupply the people, all the soldiers who were actually in France just off the beach. And parts of them, big parts of them, were constructed here, which is very cool. here we are, look at these. This is probably some of the remains from the base that built these floating harbours. There's a little bit more up here as well, some stone. That's probably all that's left. As it also says in my guide that obviously all this was a base to build these huge harbours floating in the ocean, well, in the sea just off the coast of France during the D-Day landings. They're like steel beams, I think, that went down to the ground and like rooted them so they wouldn't float off, and then like floating roads that took them to the actual beach. Incredible inventions. But up to 900 men lived here when they were being built, constructing them and testing them and everything. So probably all where this golf course was. All this was during wartime. A very important research and development base, and then here making them and testing them out. Get this path with this great view of Conway Mountain that we're coming up to. Not going to be going up it though, thankfully today. We're going to be going around, but gorgeous view of it here. Definitely want to climb that one day. That is stunning. But I do now have a path that goes from Conway up Conway Mountain, like a big circle, and goes back down. So I'll probably do that one day as a hiking in history episode. Beautiful. And just walking past now Conway Castle, Conway Mountain, I feel like I can see some ruins just there. There's a flat bit, looks like a flat bit, and it looks like there's some ruins up there. No idea what that is. When I'm in Llanfairfechan, I'll have a look on my map, see if there's anything. But if not, that is a good little hiking in history goal for another video. See what's up there. It's definitely something. Some ruined buildings. Could just be like a farm or something, but that would be very cool. So yes, there's definitely some ruins up there. Of I don't know what, probably maybe some industry kind of stuff, like slate mining, maybe something. But one day we'll be back to check that out. You know, there is two options here for me on this route, according to my guide anyway. So the official route follows round and goes round. That's the one that we're going to do. There is an alternative route though that goes up. I don't know if it's up this path, but it could be. It goes up and over these mountains themselves and overlooks the coast. But that's not a part of the official route. That way it probably is more spectacular. I think it gives you that alternative route, because the route along the actual coast, even though it's the official route, you're kind of just following the motorway, so it's probably going to be a bit more boring, the one that we're doing. However, I do want to follow the official route as much as I can. I have done detours here and there, but this is like basically the whole walk would be different going up there. I wouldn't be on the actual official coast path route, and it's longer, going to be a bit more tiring, and I'm on day 6 now, and I kind of just want it to be chill today. So this other route I could just do another time. It's just an alternative cool route from Conway to Llanfairfechan. So again, I can come back and do that other route a different time. Plus, also today, no promises, but when I get to Llanfairfechan, seeing how much time I've got left, because I've got a feeling I might actually make it in really decent time today. I'll get to my Airbnb, drop all my stuff off, and maybe, just maybe, we will be going to Aber Falls today. Possibly, because when I visited Aber Falls last year, I went to Llanfairfechan off on the station. That's where I stopped and walked from Llanfairfechan to Aber Falls. Now I did it this way, kind of above on the mountains and everything, and it was a beautiful walk that I did. But that takes a long time. That takes about 3 hours to do that. However, you can. The way I walked back was just along the main motorway like this, and that took me probably about an hour to get from Llanfairfechan, well, from Aber Falls back to Llanfairfechan. So, depending on how much time we have left, maybe, just maybe, I'll go that quick way along the motorway and we'll get to see Aber Falls. Either today or tomorrow, but I think I'd probably prefer to do it today, just because, let this biker go past. I'll probably rather do it today, just because tomorrow I've got to get to Bangor and then get the train back home, because I'm not staying in Bangor. Tomorrow I'm ending the walk and that's it, I'm going straight back home. So, but I might have said in a previous video, there are train strikes tomorrow, but some trains are running, just not many. So my last train from Bangor that will get me to Stoke leaves at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So tomorrow I'm going to have to set off way earlier, and I'm basically going to have to kind of, you know, really stick to the path and just get it done as quickly as possible, just so I make sure I can get my train home. So I don't really want to be fucking about, you know, going to Aber Falls and stuff tomorrow ideally, even if I do get up way earlier. So hopefully today, fingers crossed, we'll see how we go. We might end at Aber Falls. And we're just crossing the, well, motorway and then the railway here, and they all, as you can see, go through all these tunnels and everything. Absolutely gorgeous around here. Now the landscape turns very dramatic. The road literally curves right around here, but we're going to be saying goodbye soon enough to all this side. There's the Great Orme. Look how close we are to the road. Crazy, crazy cool is what it is. This is where the tunnel, where it comes out. We're going to be going round, and then all this upcoming land is Anglesey. So the next part of whenever I do another section of the Welsh Coast walk, it will be Anglesey. And there's an island there you can probably just see as well, that's Puffin Island, where I assume a shitload of puffins live, hence the name. I don't know if you can get boat trips over there, you probably can, to have a look around. There's some little sailing yachts and stuff just here. Those are lucky bastards. Go and have a look at the puffins. This is absolutely terrific. Gorgeous day. Couldn't ask for better weather. You really wouldn't expect it, but this tunnel, built as you can see there, 1932. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? You'd expect that to be way more modern. I imagine it's probably, you know, been repaired and updated a little bit since then, but 1932 they had a tunnel through here. Bloody hell, it's before Second World War. Look at the scenery now, very dramatic. These Welsh mountains right by the coast, because the railway's here. Beautiful. And it feels so long since, feels like so long ago since I was like coming out of Chester and walking down the River Dee. It's crazy. It's a fantastic feeling though, seeing it, you know, walking like such a long distance and seeing everything change in real time. We're now entering, you can read that sign there, Penmenwar, I think, Penmenwar, something like that. No idea, again with the pronunciation. Welsh, like, place names are just words in general. They're just so baffling. I mean, I think am I right in saying that it's like a comes from like Celtic language, like pagan and all that kind of stuff? I think so. But it's just like ridiculous words. Penmenwar, I think, and that's an easy one. They all look like words that, you know, like you're typing away on a laptop and then like your cat just like jumps on the keyboard and just like runs across it. That's what it looks like has happened with all Welsh place names. Penmenwar. What the fuck is that? Llanfairfechan. But what is that? I don't even know if it's... I genuinely don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I don't think I am. So the double L is with it like a C, Clan, and then it's Fairfechan, something like that. What the fuck? Look at that, look at the railway. So you get a sense here of, it's a gorgeous railway. If you're coming on this train up to Bangor or anything like that, you'll get these great views all across. Absolutely stunning. I've found the perfect little spot here on a bench near Penmenwar. Look at this view, absolutely terrific. What a place just to have 10 minutes to chill, have a pan of chocolat or something, like I'm in Paris. Bikes going past, you can see that's the promenade there for Penmenwar, so not far away. And we're not even far away, ridiculous as it might seem. Already we are not far away from Llanfairfechan and the end of today's walk. Another short one. It's about the same mile wise as going as yesterday, but I got stuck on the Great Orme yesterday, so I've just got to head around there, that big one, and then we'll be in Llanfairfechan in fairly short time, which is crazy. And I can't even check into my Airbnb for another like hour and a half anyway, but it'll probably take around about that long to get there. So this is very much looking like we're going to go to Aber Falls because I have so much time to spare today. It is nice now that these walks, the first 4 days are really long and then the last 3 are shorter, and much more direct as well. There's less kind of detours and all that stuff. You're just going straight along the coast here, so you can do it pretty quickly actually. You might just be able to make out as well on this hill here, there's lots of like industry stuff that's been left from mining, I'm assuming, like big, you know, bunch of lifts, I think, like pulleys and stuff that would take either men up and down or resources in the coal or stone, whatever it was they were mining up and down. It's like scarred the landscape there on the side, but it looks gorgeous now. So here is the Penmenwar beach and tiny little promenade, but very nice. There's a lot of skate park and everything. Some great graffiti in the back there. But yeah, just this little promenade, cafe, shop and everything. Very nice there. Some information here about that big thing. It's quarrying, it's not mining, so it's quarrying stone. Some great pictures here of, there's a big jetty out here where they all loaded. Yeah, it says the other stone products were brought down 300 metres from the quarry workings to the shore in wagons by a series of self-activating inclines. So I'm assuming that is what we see up there, those scars on there. It's very cool. And the jetty was here, but it was demolished. And this wall is the only bit that's left of it. I'd be very curious to know if you can actually get up on these things, because it would be so cool to be able to have a little poke around those ruins of that old quarry. I mean, you're more than likely not supposed to. I imagine it's completely abandoned and you're not supposed to go up there. But, I mean, come on. That's just begging to be explored one day. I'll have a research into that. God knows how you'd get up. I don't think you'd go up here. You'd probably have to be on top of the mountain and then somehow go down to it. It could all be very securely tied up though and locked up, so, but that would be a very cool place to have a nosy around. Some more fantastic pictures here of what this place used to look like. The men building the jetty there. That's the jetty 1906. It was rebuilt multiple times. We have railways literally right down on here. And then these are the self-activating inclines. So I think that must have been self-activating, so it's like when they were filled up with the stone, it was the weight automatically sort of brought them down, and then when they were empty, it's almost like a spring or something, like a pulley system would get it back up when it was empty. There's another great picture there. Fantastic. Look at the beautiful colour of the water changing all there. There's Puffin Island and there is Anglesey. Getting really close to them now. The road's just down there, so we're just above it at the moment, going round this, and I think then once we're round this we should be able to see Llanfairfechan, which will be the end of day 6. Absolutely stunning. I think if you do either the coastal walk or the alternative route over the mountains, they're both superb, absolutely superb. Views here are stunning, especially on a good day. That's the thing, the weather does make all the difference. It's always enjoyable no matter what the weather, even if it was raining I'd still be enjoying it, like I've enjoyed my other days where it's been raining. Even on the Greater Warm, it's still enjoyable even though it rained the entire time, but of course it would have been 10 times better if it was like this back then. Can't even really see it because we've descended so fast, but this little promenade just behind the motorway is Llanfairfechan. We are here already, we got here so fast. So it looks like we're definitely going to get to the accommodation and we'll probably head to Aber Falls soon. There we are, there's the sign, look at it. How the hell do you say that? Llanfairfechan, I think. Oh, let's go find the accommodation. This is the little town sort of centre of Llanfairfechan. So we are now heading to Aber Falls. I've had a little relax, emptied my bag, so I'm going light now, so I'm walking a lot faster, and we are going to be heading to Aber Falls now as our final destination for this video, even though technically we've already ended it because it is here, but we're going to do a little bit extra and go to Aber Falls because it's so gorgeous. So we're on our way now. This way I'm going the quick way, so this is the way I came back last time when I was here a year ago. This is the very direct way, just to kind of across a boring road. Nice little cottage and stuff there around here. But before, I can't see because of the trees now, but all these hills just around the back here, that's the way I went originally. And you can get there that way. It's just a much longer walk, but more pretty. On a day like today though, that walk all the way up there, so right to that top bit, I remember going past that, would be absolutely stunning. So if you had loads of time, definitely go up that way. But we just want to, for the video, I just want to get to Aber Falls as quickly as possible, and my legs and that, because I've been walking for 6 days straight, so going the most efficient, quick way, which is still like, it's a good hour to get to it along this quick route. I think Google Maps says like an hour and a half, but I feel like I can probably get it, shorten that down a little bit. So we're just going to go along this road for a good long while, and then we end up right next to the big main road. I think it's the A55, and we walk across that for a good while as well, and then turn left and get to Aber Falls. As we can now see, we're walking right next to the A55. Now this is like a cycle path, this, but I swear last time that I was here actually that this wasn't built, this blockade. There was just kind of, I don't know if they were cones or, I can't remember, there was something here, but it was just like temporary cones. So they have built this big wall now, which makes it a lot safer, thankfully. Made it now to the town that is closest to Aber Falls, Aber something, and we're just gonna head up now through this valley for a little bit, and then we will be at the waterfall, which is one of my favourite places in the UK. Absolutely sensationally beautiful. So I'm really looking forward to going again, because it's been almost a year since I was last here. Beautiful valley we're going through. Not too long now until, I think there's a car park up ahead, so you can get here by car and then you have to walk to the actual waterfall. This is the water that's coming down from the falls. A stream or river, I'm not sure if it's a river or not. But we follow this and we get to the source. Car park is pretty dead at the moment, so that bodes well. Perhaps there are not many people here because they lock the gate at 7. This is the surface path leading up to it, so it's pretty easy to get up to. Hear it now, it's literally just behind these trees, so we should see it very soon. Here we go, just up these steps. Here we are. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, it's good to be back here. Again, as I always say, it looks smaller on the camera. When you're actually here, it's pretty damn big, it's pretty magnificent. And we're not even right close to it yet. There is another smaller waterfall just to the right as well, and that always gets overshadowed, unfortunately, because it's so close to Aber Falls, and Aber Falls is kind of the more impressive one. But the other one has its own beauty in that it actually goes up taller, it just falls down, it's like multiple little waterfalls, and the stream isn't quite as big as this one. But it's called something else, beginning with R. The other one, you can just see a teeny bit of it there. But it's well worth visiting if you come here. Here we are, so we're truly at it now. There's a beautiful little bridge here. Look at this. I can't see anyone. Surely some other people are going to be over this little ridge now. But look at that. Magnificent waterfall. Oh, it really is good to be back here. It's one of my favourite places. Even outside the UK and the whole world. There's nobody here. Holy shit. I've got the whole place to myself. Well, maybe for about 5 minutes, because I passed some people that are coming along the way. So maybe 3 or 4 minutes. I've got all this to myself. Oh dear, look at that. Okay, I'm just going to enjoy it for until some other people are here. Just because I cannot believe I've got it all to myself. Just crossing the bridge onto the other side. Spectacular, look at that. Look at that! What a place in this valley that's just absolutely stunning. And this is where I'm going to have a little picnic. The people have arrived, the few that are overtaken. Believe it or not, you can get to the top of this. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm not doing it today, but I have been up before. Believe it or not, there is a route that goes up there and then all around up here, and you can get to the top. You can't look over the edge or anything, but you can get to the top, and it's so beautiful up there as well that it's well worth doing if you can get up, because it is a difficult trek up. It takes a long time and it's very hard going, but well worth it if you can. And I wanted to explore further, so I'm planning on coming back here one day and just seeing where the trek up the top takes you to, because it's so gorgeous up there. And last time I was here, I had to turn back because I had to catch a train. You can see where the water is there, so we are inland quite a bit, but just absolutely beautiful. So lucky that, you know, barely anyone is here now, and I had it for a few minutes to myself. Again, tip, come in the evening, because they lock the gates, the car park and stuff at 7, which it's like 7:15 now, so everyone goes before 7 because they've got to drive off. But if you walk here, you're going to get it basically to yourself. The sun's hitting it now, and might be able to just see we've got the rainbow effect. Very beautiful. So damn beautiful. One of the most beautiful places in the UK, I reckon. Look at it. And you can explore these valleys and everything. There's so much to see here. But I did it. I said I was gonna take a detour at the end of today. Seems that we got to the end. We got to Llanfairfechan very early, so here we go. There is not a better place I could end this video with a better view than this, so yeah, get yourself down here. This isn't part of the Welsh Coast walk specifically. It is marked on my map as a detour if you wanted to do it, but it's not a quick detour. It's, you know, it'll take a good half an hour, 40 minutes to get up here off the path. But yes, that is the end of today's video. So that is day 6 done of the Welsh Coast path. So from Conway to Llanfairfechan, and next time, tomorrow, we're going to be doing the final day, which will be Llanfairfechan here to Bangor, the final destination of the North Welsh Coast trip. So from Aber Falls, like and subscribe like usual, all that good stuff, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.